Hi, besties. Welcome back to the Bestie Talk podcast. I'm your host, Kianna, and today I am so excited to have a first guest in a long time. If you've been listening to Bestie Talk for as long as we've been around, you know I haven't had a guest, and like literally, you guys, I think it's been a year exactly now. Yeah, it's
Wow.
been a long time. I'm actually like total something about Bestie Talk. I'm so upfront and honest. I have such anxiety today. I've been like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God,
No.
what am I gonna do? Oh my God, what am I gonna talk about? Like my mind is just everywhere. So
hmm
I like to just be really upfront and honest with like my audience. A lot of anxiety today, but it's because Bestie Talk means the world to me. It's
hmm
definitely my passion. And I'm very specific on who my guests are and very intentional on what their message is for my audience. So it took a long time for me to find somebody that I really wanted to be on the podcast.
Wow. I'm honored.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
oh my gosh, after a year, I'm
The
the
next one,
the
yes.
grand entrance for
Yes.
the starting it back up again.
Yes,
Wow.
yeah. So little backstory before we even like get into it, that the my first impression of you was I went to a self-love event
hmm
here in our hometown. And I went only because my assistant is Miranda and she got honored to be a panelist on the event.
Okay.
And so I was like, okay, I'm going for support. I needed to
Yeah.
help her and all that stuff. So I wasn't even supposed to be there. Okay. We talk about divine timing a lot on the
Right.
podcast. So I wasn't even supposed to be there. It was just a random thing. They told her like super last minute. I like
hmm
moved clients around. I was like, all right, I'm going to be there for you. And I was being tested major that day. Like,
Wow.
really, really tested, completely triggered. You know, that type of like test and trigger you're going through when all you can hear is like your heartbeat
hmm
and you're just like, boom, 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 boom. Like, that's what I was going through. And then you spoke. Literally, like you just said, I think like 5 words. And I was sat down in my seat. I was like zoomed in
Wow.
and I just literally was like, wow, I needed to hear this message. I needed to hear this message. You talked a little bit about some health things that you were going through or that you
Yes.
had gone through. And I am kind of going through something too. And it's completely taken me through a whirlwind. And I just needed to hear the message. And it was just amazing. You literally captured me and you completely calmed me down without even like trying. And it was just amazing. And I literally was like, she needs to be on Bestie Talk. I literally poked Miranda and I was like, I need her to be on Bestie Talk. And Miranda knows, I was super anti guest for a long time. Like I
hmm
was very like, no, 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 no. I don't want people to use the platform or I just, scared of like outcomes and all of that. But you were definitely it for me. So I am so excited to have you on the podcast. And I think you're going to be able to teach and, teach our guests and our listeners everything that they need to hear specifically about like self-love and all
Uh-huh.
that you have to offer. So without further ado, Kayshaun Brooks, it's so nice to have you here on Bestie Talk. Can you give us like a little bit of an introduction, who you are, what's like your story, where did you come from, all of that? Give us all of it. They need to
A
hear
little
what I needed to
synopsis.
hear.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. Hey y'all, hey, I'm Kayshaun Brooks. I go by the name Holistic Pain and Trauma Warrior, owner of Renew You Body Butters. We are a 3-time award-winning holistic skincare company, celebrity trusted. We have our own affiliate marketing program where we have close to 70 affiliates across the United States who promotes our products and services. I call myself the modern day Madam CJ Walker. That's
I
my
love that. I'm obsessed with Madam CJ
You
Walker.
are
Oh my
me
God.
too.
Like I was upset. Did you see that? Like, what was it? Not a documentary, but it
But
was like a
yeah, the one on Netflix, right?
yes.
I watch it literally once or every other month.
I love that. I
Any
love that.
it's for some reason anytime I watch that movie, especially when I'm having like a challenging time in business and I'm like, let me go watch her. Let
Hmm.
me go see what she did. And believe it or not, every time I watch it, there's something
that
that
you like
speaks to me,
missed.
something that I miss, something that's speaking to me and
Yes.
what I'm going through at that time. But
Yes.
yeah, and our products are all plant based, organic. We don't use any alcohol, dyes, artificial
Love.
fragrances, unisex. So men, women, children, everyone can use the
I
products.
love that. I love that.
Yeah.
If you don't know, but I come from the beauty industry as well. I like was a makeup artist at Sephora for a long time and then became a
Okay.
licensed esthetician.
Okay.
And I am a full body waxer right now. That's my
Mm-hmm.
like Brazilian specialty. And obviously own a salon and all of that stuff. So the beauty industry is very close and dear to my heart. And now holistic stuff is very close and
Yes.
near to my heart. So you are just like the nice, pretty package with the pretty bow on top, having both of
Yes,
them
so
together.
much in alignment. And
Yes.
I do have a background in nursing. I worked in the medical field for 20 years,
Oh,
been in
okay.
practicing holistic wellness for that same amount of time as well. So,
Wow.
yeah,
I
it's
love
just
that.
a part of me. And, my line does cater to those with sensitive skin, like with eczema, acne, hyperpigmentation, rosacea,
Love that.
psoriasis, things of like that. But it's also great for those who just want to use non-toxic, chemical-free products, with so much going on in the environment, all these
Mhm.
recalls in the food and every other day. Can you imagine if they was telling us the truth about the skincare products out there on them shelves,
So crazy. So crazy. When you're in esthetician school and learning about like all of the product names and like or the ingredients and
Hmm.
all of that, like I was really like mind blown. I used to be like super, who cares? Whatever is in it's fine. Like I'm fine. Everybody survived. And then when I went to SD school and I really learned everything, I was like, oh my God, we like
Right.
are having some crazy chemicals. Like that whole talc movement when talc was like
Yes.
really like the light was shone on the talc movement. That was crazy. It's really insane. So it's good to have products that are made for our skin that are good for our skin because that is something that I really try to implement with my clients,
Hmm.
especially with working with the Brazilian area. We see all over TikTok and Instagram tree hut scrubs and all of that stuff that's
Yes.
like horrible for our skin, and specifically down in that region. I'm like, no, my girls are not using that. My girls are using good products. So I
Yes.
love that. I love that whole mission. So you talked a little bit at the self love event about how you had kind of like your pivotal moment of like, I need to do this full time or I need to take this seriously with like your holistic skincare because you had been doing it kind of on the side for a little bit,
Yes,
right?
I did it. So I took 3 years formulating a product. So I
Oh,
also
wow.
have sensitive skin. So I've
Okay.
always had sensitive skin, but I wanted to fit in with everyone, wear the nice, sweet smelling
Yeah.
Bath and Body Works, Victoria's Secrets, and I was basically like torturing myself because my skin didn't like it and I didn't understand why it didn't like it. So that's why I jumped from brand to brand to brand. But then going back and forth to the doctors, realizing that I got to use this medicated stuff, that doesn't make you feel luxury, doesn't make you feel
Yes.
sexy. It's just like, blah, here's this medicine. And then my children were born and had severe skin
Okay.
sensitivity. And, watching them suffer for years with, blood infections, shredding their
Oof.
skin, it was like, okay, these steroids and stuff is not the business, it's not
Yeah.
helping. So I took 3 years formulating the products, testing with them, other people in the medical community that was helping me. So for 3 years, I learned all about like different soils, plants, different cultures, what can be
Wow.
used on the skin, and testing it out,
Yeah.
on hundreds of people, thousands of people over those several years. But I spent 10 years doing it on the side as I was a nurse. Just, when people would come, I'm in chemotherapy and the radiation is,
Mhm.
bothering my skin, or people with diabetes, renal
Mhm.
failure, different things like that, or eczema, or,
Yeah.
HS, the bumps that come,
Oh,
in
yeah,
the,
I struggle with that. So,
yeah,
yeah.
me too. And so, just, it was just a passion
I
and
love that.
a hobby on the side. So I'm shocked today that this is what I do. But what's so ironic is that the year I got my business license was the same year that I was severely injured at the prison that I
Oh,
was working
wow.
at. And so I had a friend who was opening up a store in downtown Oakland. And she was like, you know, we love your product. I want them in the store, but you got to be a real business. It can't just be this
Sad
side hustle
thing.
thing. And I'm just like, really? Like I gotta go through all of
Yeah, you gonna
this
make me jump through all these hoops
to
right now?
right just to have some little shelf space. But I'm glad I did it, and that's where the name Renew You Body Butters came from,
Oh,
because I
wow.
was only selling the body butter at that time. I didn't
Okay.
know I was going to be this whole skin, hair, face, and body brand.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I took that jump, because who knew, made less than a year later I wouldn't be working anymore, and this will be my full time.
It's crazy. It's crazy what God in the universe does. And
Yes.
I was just talking to, I think it was a client, either a client, I don't know. I talk to so many people every day, but I
Hmm.
was talking to somebody and I was like, you know, there is so many trials and tribulations that we go through and we're like, why God, why is this happening? I don't understand it. And then you come out the other side and you're like, well, thank God that happened, because if
Right.
it didn't happen, I wouldn't be here where I'm at right now. And it's so crazy. Like, for example, my husband owns a record store in downtown, and right before he opened, or not right before he like decided he was going to open the store,
Hmm.
he was working for Tesla, and Tesla eliminated his shift. They completely
Wow.
eliminated it. And he was like, what are we going to do? First
Hmm.
of all, like our lives are centered around when he is going into his shift and when he's not. And if he doesn't have a job, I mean, what are we going to do? How are we going to, fix
Survive.
this?
Yeah.
Yes. And it sent me through like a loop. I was just completely like shocked and scared, but that's why we decided to make the jump and be like, all right, let's open up the record store. And what, the year, maybe a couple months later, it is so successful. We're able to
Wow.
like help so many kids in our town to have an area to go to that is not drug infested, that's not gang
Hmm.
infested, that's just a safe place for kids to enjoy music. And not even just kids, but just like it's so crazy to see like a 7-year-old man and a 14-year-old kid like rubbing elbows looking for the same vinyl. It's so cool.
Yeah.
But if that wouldn't have happened, that wouldn't have pushed him to
Yes.
open up the store. And it's so crazy, like those moments. So our audience listening to us, there's moments that are going to happen in your life that you are going to feel like, why the hell is God or the universe putting me through this? Why am I going through this trial, this tribulation? Understand that it is going to set you up for wherever you need to be in your life. Your future version of you is thanking that moment, is
Yes.
thanking that moment, because this version of you is like, thank God I went through all of that. I mean, yes, it hurt and it was sucked and I was like down bad, but now you're the woman you are.
Right.
So that's same thing for like all of you guys that are listening. The things that you're going through are going to set you up for success later.
It does. It does. The year after I stopped working, I call that my nervous breakdown year, because it was like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And
I have those.
right.
I know those.
That's normal, y'all.
I
And
know those. I'm familiar.
but God was like, you're going to do what you've been doing. You already been
Yeah.
doing it. You're just going to do this full time. So, I get that, because it
Mm.
was like, what do you mean what I've been doing all the time? But I have been doing it for a decade, but it was now just transitioned to the, full time aspect of it. And then, just, walking in faith, not
Mhm.
knowing, I'm used to being in control, having
Oof.
things all planned
Oh,
out,
yeah.
all my I's dotted, T's crossed,
Mhm.
know how it was going to go from step. But this has been completely, different.
Teaches you how to surrender.
It teaches, yes, I've never been this close with God
Oh, I love that.
than I have before, So like when I share about how, my husband, left me bedridden with our youngest kids because he was
Wow.
sick of me being sick. And I had never been alone before, because I had been with him since I was 17. We've been together for almost 25 years.
Wow.
So, I went from my dad's house to his house and never had been alone. And so, as bad as that hurt to be alone, it was during COVID. So,
Oh my God,
we're all the
isolation.
isolation from everyone. It was, but that time being alone, it allowed me to hear God.
Mm.
It allowed me to do things in my business I wouldn't have normally done, because, I don't know if you're into it, but, to elevate in business, you need a business mentor. You need business coaching, and
Can't do it alone.
you can't do it
Yeah.
alone. And if you want to scale faster or not make all the mistakes someone else made, and you can succeed better, why not get that coaching or that mentoring? But that's like foreign language to those who don't know anything
Yeah.
about that. So the people who I wanted around me, I probably wouldn't have never done coaching because I would have went to them for their opinion,
To your like husband.
Yeah,
Okay.
to husband, certain friends, family
Got you.
members, because everyone just thought my life was just going to be over with, that I was no longer going to be working as a nurse. And, now I'm all sick and bedridden and everything. It was just
And
like,
they're like, oh, she's going down bad.
yeah, like, so what is she going to do now? And then, not only did the isolation bring me closer to God, have me step out in faith in things I wouldn't have normally stepped out in faith, because I would have wanted my husband's opinion, my friend's opinion, my close family member's opinion, instead of trusting myself or just taking a risk, on my self. That would not have happened. And I remember times too where I would want to get a job. I'm going to God and I'm just like, I'm sick of this. I don't want to do this no more. I just want to get a job, be a regular person. I don't want to do this. I tell people I didn't ask for this. This lifestyle
Oh, girl, you speaking
chose
to the
me.
choir right
I did
now.
not ask for this. But because I can't go get a job. I'm still 6 years later, I'm still fighting my workers' comp case. Thank God for an amazing lawyer that has not given up on me in 6 years. Hopefully this is the year
God willing.
everything can be closed out, because all things are happening the way we want them to. But I can't go get a regular job. I physically can't. And so I feel like that's a blessing in disguise. Because I can't go get a job, it forced me, okay, I got to make this work. I got to be strategic in whatever I do, because I can't go get a job like a regular person and count on this $1,000 a week or whatever. I have to make this email marketing work. I have to make this text messaging marketing work. I have to make these podcasts, these interviews, these pop-up events, these venues, traveling through the United States. It was like, it has to work, because there is no backup plan. This is it, because this is it.
That is what I think the beauty of entrepreneurship is. The only person that you are betting on with entrepreneurship is you. You aren't clocking in and betting on McDonald's to come through for you, and you got the job and you got the money and you're making the money. You are betting on you. And that is the beauty of it. A lot of people, I have a lot of friends, I mean, even my husband, who's now becoming an entrepreneur. I've been doing this since, 2019. So I've been self-employed my whole adult life. I mean, my last job was Sephora and I was like 18 years old. So I always tell them that's the beauty of it. There's going to be moments where you feel there's like nothing, you make $0, and then there's going to be the next day and you're making thousands.
Right.
And that is the beauty of it, and betting on yourself, because that's where you find the hunger for it. That's where you find the hunger of, what do you want this or do you need it? because that's the difference. And you needed it. You needed it to survive. You needed it to work. And that's why it worked, because you were able to find the hunger, go for it. Not just, oh, you know what? I'm going to just take the easy way out. You didn't have the easy way out.
Right.
You quite literally didn't have it. You were like, there's no, that's not an option for me. So that is beautiful, honestly. Just here, because, even with what I do now, and I've been wanting to take this jump into a new career path, and completely different from what I'm currently doing as, my trade, as my what I've known for. And I'm in a season where I'm like, I'm tired, God. I am tired. I want to throw my hands up and be like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm going to just go back to what's easy, to what I know.
Yes.
So when I say you were speaking to the choir, oh my God, I was like, oh, not you calling me out right now. I was like, dang, I was crying. Yes, last night, like, I'm tired. I want to go like on vacations. Cause when you're in the thick of it, you see everybody going on vacations, and they're buying this and they're doing that. And you're
when
like,
is it my turn?
yes, I want to go on a dang vacation. I want to go do this. And you start to have these moments where you're just like, fuck it. Like, I'm just going to give up. Like, I'm done.
You better throw in the towel.
Yes,
throw it all
throw
away.
it away. Like, I'm done. And so this is your sign, listeners. Do not. You will come out the other end. You got to keep going. It's the beauty of it, because that's where you find the hunger for whatever it is that you want to do. Because it's not even just entrepreneurship. It can be going to school. It could be having kids. Any challenge that you're facing in your life.
Yes.
It's going to get better, but that's why there's the beauty of whatever you want in life. It's the journey to get there.
And you got to be okay with that journey.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we mess up as humans, whether it's personal, professional, business, whatever. We have to be okay with the journey. Our journey is not going to look like the other person that we're
everyone else's.
Everyone is different. You looking at them to learn from them, so that you don't repeat the same mistakes that they made, or you're looking to learn from them so that you can do the right positive things to make the right, correct choices in your life. So
yes.
Be okay, with your journey,
yes.
because and learn to clap, for others. When it's when it's not your turn, you authentically be happy for others, because you're going to want that as you're elevating, because it gets lonely as you're elevating in life, as you're elevating in your business. It gets lonely. All those people, my husband needed to leave me. Me separating from certain friends and family members, it needed to happen. It was part of the process.
The journey.
It was part of the journey. I didn't like it. I didn't understand it. But now I understand it. Like, for example, my father is financially wealthy.
Okay.
I'm not financially wealthy.
He is.
He is, and I'm okay with that. It is what it is. I mean, I would do different. I wouldn't do my kids the way
maybe he's doing it
to me, but it is what it is. I've learned to be grateful for what he does do. But when you're walking this walk with God and you're letting him lead, you got to let him do things in his way. So in my mind, I'm like, man, he could have been and just cashed me out, and I would be this big old humongous company by now. But before my mom passed, I remember her coming to me, and it was maybe like the second year of me being a full-time entrepreneur. And she was like, people in the family want to know, is your dad paying for this? Is he footing the bill for all of this? And I'm all like, no, this man ain't helping me.
Girl, damn well he is not.
But that's when God told me, this is why I'm not allowing him to help you on the level you want to be helped with, because he wouldn't be getting the glory. It'd be, oh, she's only successful because of her daddy, or who knows, he could have got some type of ego boost. Oh, my daughter's only successful because of me, compared to, I get to sit here on your show and talk about and give the glory to God, that it's no one but God, and I got to give him glory. But I didn't understand that. So now when my dad doesn't do something I want him to do, I'm more understanding, because I'm all like, okay, God just don't want him to do it. He gonna send a stranger. He gonna send the blessing a different way. He wants the glory.
I love that. That's a beautiful way to look at things. It's a different perspective of like, instead of, because you can so easily look at that and be like, well, screw my dad. What the hell? Like, and just be mad at him and not have a relationship with him or not talk to him because he's not willing to help you. And then live your life with bitterness in your heart and walking with that every single day. But instead, you're looking at it from a really positive point of view.
And being grateful for what it likes. For example, my dad likes to have fun. He's the type where if you in a need, you didn't went to jail, or you need a lawyer, you're in a hospital, you need some type of finance. I ain't doing that. But you want to go to a basketball game, a football game.
Got you.
You want to go on vacation, we can do that. Like, I'm going on vacation. We taking
He'll
a
foot
family.
the bill for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going on a vacation next month, with all of the kids, first family vacation.
Wow, okay.
With everyone going out to Mexico and everything.
Ooh, how fun. So dad's footing the bill for that one.
Yeah, we're doing a cruise.
Okay.
And so he's paying for all the kids, my son's girlfriend, the baby. Yeah. So
he's got it. He's got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be happy with that.
Yeah.
I've learned to be grateful, and not just him, but it taught me to be grateful for everything and for the small things, because I would literally, say, like with him, I would literally miss what he's doing. Like, I wouldn't, we were just saying we want to go on vacation.
Yeah.
I'm only going on a vacation because of him. If it was me and my dime footing the bill and had to pay for all my kids, my first grandchild, that ain't finna be happening. Not this year.
Sorry.
Not
maybe in a couple years.
Yeah. Not that amount that he's getting ready to put out, because with me being the only child, I have my only child tendencies. So, top of the line, we just, this past October is his birthday, and we went to get an Airbnb, and I have to be catered to. So, and he does that. But I've learned to be grateful for what each person does.
Yes.
Because that could be what God only has them for. And if I'm walking in his will and letting him have his way, why I'm going to be mad at them when they're just being obedient?
Love that. Wow. That's beautiful. That really is beautiful, because it's very easy to fall in the way of just being angry. I spent so much time angry at everybody. Why can't my dad do this? Why can't my mom do this? Why can't I remember being mad. I was mad because I didn't have rich parents. When I was starting my business, like, I don't have no handouts. I don't have nothing. And why can't my parents be that? Well, maybe there is a reason. There's a reason, because same thing as you said, being able to sit on this couch and giving the glory to God. Same thing with me. There was no handout. I had to do it all on my own. I had to get the blessings on my own, and what he wanted to give is what he wanted to give. And it was a lesson I needed to learn.
Yes.
So being grateful also for the lesson is huge.
Yes.
It's huge.
It is.
That's amazing. Well, that's exciting that you're going on a vacation. Yes. You deserve it.
Right. I'm so happy.
So you said that you have your first grandbaby.
Yes.
How is that? How is being a grandparent?
First off, I told my son, I'm too young to be called grandma.
Okay. What do you want us to call you?
Nani.
Nani. Got it. I love that.
I'm Nani, and I'm loving it. They live out in Vegas. So
okay.
They come out here frequently, where we go out there. It's just been surreal. It's a beautiful moment, and it's just also beautiful to see the next generation, to see, and my son too, he's the oldest. He's an entrepreneur.
What does he do?
He has his own window cleaning business. He does window cleaning, power washing, and he does life insurance. He's a life insurance broker as well.
So how does that feel? Because you more than likely inspired him.
Yes,
Because
yes.
that's beautiful. You know, when just being able to like when you come from a generation of like my parents were never entrepreneurs. My
Mhm.
mom just got her master's degree in education and is now this is her first year being a teacher.
Oh wow.
And I like to say, I like to toot my own horn a little bit. I inspired her to
Mhm.
also just keep going with her dreams because she so easily was like, you know, she was working at the county as a social, not a social worker, but like she would, I'm like, I don't know the technical terms, but she would give the food stamps.
Oh, a caseworker.
Caseworker. Okay.
Mhm.
And she could have easily just been like, okay, that's cool. That's what I'm going to
It's a
do.
county job. I'm gonna stay here,
Yeah, nice and
retire.
comfy. Nice
Mhm.
and comfy. But she decided when I was like, about like after high school is when she decided she was going to go back to school. And then she didn't even, after she got her degree to go into education, she didn't even say, let me do a year of working as a teacher. She went straight into her master's program.
Wow,
She
that
like
is beautiful.
dived deep in. And so seeing that was beautiful, right? But when I was going to school to be in an SD and being an entrepreneur and stuff, I was actually going to college. And I had to lie to my mom. I tell
Mhm.
this story a lot. I lied to my mom and I told her that I would go to SD school and I would finish college after because she was like, you are not going to be a beauty school dropout. Ain't no
Oh
way. She was like,
wow.
hell no. That is not happening under my house.
Yes.
You stay here, you're going to college and you're going to get a
Mhm.
degree and everybody in the house is getting a degree and all this stuff and I knew. I was like, I am not going to college. College is not for me.
Yes, it
Okay?
is not for
It's
everyone.
not for me. It's not for everyone. And I lied and I was like, yeah, mom, I'm going to go. I'm going to go. And so but it was so hard to break that mindset of
Mm.
my family of going the only option is to go to college and get an education and that's the only way to success. That's the only thing that they saw. So it was so hard to break that for them and be like, hello, do you see like I can be an entrepreneur and I can do it really successfully by myself without the college degree. Now, thank God, they're noticing it. They realize it. They see
Yes.
it. But it was a very big generational curse and trauma that I had to
Mhm.
break. And you broke that. I mean, you are able to show your son to continue to be an entrepreneur that can be a way of life. So how does that feel? Like just being able to show him that. I'm sure it was really inspiring for him.
You know what? It has been, but it's been kind of like a mixed journey. So he was in college until
Okay.
COVID hit.
Okay.
You know, we were one of those families of didn't want to get the shot, so
Okay. Okay.
he
So he
decided
couldn't go to
he
school.
couldn't go to school
Oh
anymore.
wow.
And I remember him coming to me, just like, this is my decision. He was like, I do want to go back,
Mhm.
eventually, just to have the degree. But he was
Mhm.
just like, I want to be an entrepreneur. And so he actually had found someone out here who took him under his wing, who had a window cleaning business. And he was
Okay.
technically passing over all his accounts to him. And he
Oh
was just going to
wow.
get a commission. But he did that for like a year. And then when he moved to Vegas, he started all over.
Mm.
And so, but we talk a lot about business because it's like, okay, I got to get my, my business license, my LLC, my bank account, my EIN. He's all,
Yeah.
well, what about this? Do I need a contract for this? It's like I like knowing that he can come to me anytime anything happens,
Yeah.
and then like with the insurance, bro, he gets that from my dad. My dad was very
Okay.
big on education too, but he's always been big on additional streams of income. That's why he's so wealthy. He does a
Okay.
lot of he owns a lot of property in real estate, but he's an insurance broker that he's been doing that for almost 10 years in his retirement
Oh
time.
wow.
And so seeing my son now follow in his footsteps as well, it gives us more to talk about. But
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it. My middle son, he sent me something on Instagram the other day where it was like, why did my parents, why they didn't leave me no inheritance? They taught me how to work hard and work ethic and all. It was just so funny, and I'm all like, but you have it though, and it's
Yes.
there anytime you need it. But they will work hard in a heartbeat
Yeah.
because of how they were raised. They're no stranger, to hard work at all. We used to throw the newspapers, and they would be little kids
Oh, I love
throwing the
that.
newspapers with us way
I
back in the
love
day.
that.
But
Heck yeah. They knew
yeah.
work from a small age.
Mhm.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
beautiful. How old is your middle son?
He's well, they're 23, 21, and then my youngest are 17 and 15.
Okay.
They work really closely with me, like 95% of the pop-ups and vendor
The
events that I
younger
do, the
ones.
younger ones, they are
Okay.
there
Oh, I love
with me.
that.
Yeah, we've been really on this journey
Together.
together because when I was bedridden, they were homeschooled for 3 years because I needed 24-hour care, and I
Okay,
couldn't
okay.
afford, a caregiver. So, plus it was COVID at the same time, but even when it was time to go back, I couldn't be home safely
Yeah.
by myself. But the young ones, they just been my rock,
Mm.
just there by my side, helping me after surgeries, procedures, treatments, which I'm still in to
Wow.
this day.
And so this stuff that you were dealing with was from the incident that happened to you at work?
Partially.
Okay, okay.
Partially, and then the other, we don't know if it came from that
Got it.
or not.
Okay.
But I just really appreciate them because they've been there,
Yeah.
with me learning to move again. I was doing this other interview and I was speaking about this is a very authentic, humbling moment. But I tell people, when you look at my social media and everything, it look like I'm balling out of control and making all this money. I ain't there yet, y'all. I'm still on my way. But I remember, I believe it was 2023. We were opening up a store inside of Vintage Fair Mall. We were
Oh,
collaborating with some other businesses. The mall had an extra space, and they was like, if you businesses want to collaborate together, you get to have a store. And my kids and I were walking to the bus stop, and at this time, I couldn't walk by myself. They had to
no.
hold me up on
Oh
each
my
side
gosh.
to get there. And so I'm excited and everything. Like, we about to go decorate our space. We about to have a store in the mall. But then the enemy instantly was like, yeah, but this is embarrassing. Like, how many
Mm.
people do you know that's out here walking, catching the bus, getting ready to prepare to open up a store? And I sat in it for about a good 30 seconds, a minute at the most. But then I had to rebuke that immediately because I was like, yeah, how many people do you know can have their kids holding them up, walking them to the bus stop, about to get on this bus and get their space ready to open up to a store in the mall?
Yes.
That is nothing to be ashamed, but I love them for being there for me all through that, just setting up. It was times you mentioned earlier something about with entrepreneurship. Sometimes, you make some money, sometimes you don't. And you got to be okay with the journey. Them times when it was slow, when I only had one or two orders for the month, when I was bedridden, I couldn't handle no more than that. All I could
Mhm.
do was get up, the kids
Mm.
help me make the product. My other oldest son would ship it off for me. They put me back in bed. So I couldn't have handled no $20,000 month because I couldn't physically do it. But they have been an intricate part to me building, like when I would go across the country, the middle one or the oldest one will go. When I do big expos, they would
Wow.
help me pay for it. And I appreciate them so much that before summertime, your girl is going to be an author.
Oh my God.
Yes,
Oh my God, that's
yes.
so
I am
amazing.
going to be an author. I'm doing my first anthology.
Oh my
And
God.
not just any author, I will be an international best-selling author. The book is gonna be
Yes.
in 12 countries,
Yes.
but the title of it is The Heart of a Mother.
Ooh. Ooh, I love that.
And I'm dedicating my section to my children, but just because of for them to know my dedication, the love of my heart, because to go through what I've been through and
Mm-hmm.
to have them by my side, like I know God had them watching me,
Mm-hmm.
so that when I needed help, they were there, to help me. I would not be where I'm at if it wasn't for them playing their role in each space that they played their
Yeah.
role in.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Thank you.
Congratulations. That
Thank
is,
you.
wow. That's amazing. That's like a huge accomplishment. And what you said earlier about you called it the enemy.
Mm-hmm.
So I call it ego. But I'm assuming it's like the same thing. When you say enemy, are you talking about like the voice in your head that says the mean things?
Yeah, the self-doubt. Yeah.
Yes. So I call it ego. So ego, enemy. I like that you called it enemy. I
Mm-hmm.
really do because it is like our enemy. It
Mm-hmm.
is literally the part of us, the deep, dark, mean, scary part
Mm-hmm.
that just comes out to play and it says the most meanest things that you can possibly hear and it says it to itself.
Right.
And I love that you also mentioned how you sat in it for like 30 seconds to a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think a lot of the time when we hear people talk about ego or the enemy, we hear to quickly get it out of your head. Don't even acknowledge it. Get it out. Get it out. Don't acknowledge it. But sometimes you got to sit in it for a little bit.
Yeah.
You got to sit in it and realize, and then you like heard yourself. You're like, no, exactly. How many people do you
Yeah.
know?
Yes.
Exactly. You right,
Yes.
enemy. How many people do you know?
Mm-hmm.
Give me the list.
Right.
Cause I don't think I be seeing a lot of kids out here who don't give a damn about their parents.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, it's very unfortunate. Or how many people would be too scared to go and do that, go make that step in their business because they're like, oh, I got to get a car first, or I got to get my health together first. I got to do that
Yes.
stuff first, and then my dream will be on the back burner. A lot of people are like, there's a million other things that I got to do before I can make my dream or make my goal happen.
Mm-hmm.
So you're right. That list is very slim. It's very, very, very slim.
It is.
So I really just want to like commend you for that because that is beautiful. You're completely right. And for the people out there listening, when you are going through your dream and you're going through your goal and you're doing these things, you're more than likely going to be down bad.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to be out here making millions of dollars or doing you're going to be eating top ramen and you're going to be catching the bus and you're going to be maybe behind on bills and that's what it's going to look like for a while until one day it's just not.
And to be honest with everyone, I went through that. So like right now, like to this day, I still don't have a car.
Mhm.
And it's not, and the first I had a car, but when I was bedridden, my husband kept my car out there in Nevada, so he wouldn't pay the note. I
Mm.
couldn't go get it, so eventually
You had
they
to let it
repoed.
go.
I had to let it go because he wouldn't pay for it, and then so now I'm out of my brand new car. Then I had a paid off car that I was letting my oldest son drive. And I'm all like, son, make sure you stay up to date with the maintenance and
Uh-oh.
everything. And lo and behold, he blew the engine out. So I'm all like, one man gets my car
Oh.
repoed. The next one gets, blows the engine out. And I kind of I kind of like stopped doing things, with the business because I was like, I don't have a car,
Yeah.
and then someone was like, well, you got to take Uber. And I was just like, I don't want to go to no vending event taking Uber. Like that's ghetto. Who does that? That girl, I was like, no, I'm not doing. I have to be
Ugh.
able to rent a car if I don't have a car. And it came to the point where it was like, okay, you're gonna take Uber to this event or you're not going to make any money. Or
if you want it to happen, you're going to take it.
If you want, yes. Or there are certain events where it'd be multiple days where, say, like at the mall, I will take Uber up there with all my supplies. And then if I have to, catch the bus home and catch the bus back in the morning. And then when it's time to move the supplies, catch Uber again. But that shows who's dedicated, who's serious. Are you going to do this no matter what?
Yes.
You know, or does everything have to be perfect? Like, I literally, for those who don't remember, like, I say I go by the holistic pain and trauma warrior. That's me taking my pain and walking in my purpose, you know, with it. I'm a world record holder, getting ready to now be an international best-selling author. That don't happen by waiting on everything to become perfect, you know. And again, back to that journey. So earlier this year, I was nominated. Last year was my first year getting really out in the community.
Okay.
And I joined the Chamber of Commerce, the Modesto Chamber of
Love
Commerce.
that. Congratulations.
And thank you. And this year in January, I was nominated for Small Business of the Year.
Oh my God, congratulations. You were just making moves.
I was so shocked because I was like up against these big companies and I'm all like, I work from home, you know, like I'm an online business and only do pop-ups or events or something like that. But it was so humbling to be, you know, acknowledged against, you know, urgent care centers and things like that. But I did not win, but I did win Welcome Team Member of the Year.
Oh, okay.
Which I was completely shocked about because the first 6 months of joining the chamber, I was at every networking event. I was hitting the ground running, but then my health started declining. So then I only can do something like once or twice a month. So I had to be strategic at what I chose.
Picky and choosy.
Pick and choose what was going to make the biggest impact. And I was hosting events with some of these different things that I would do. But I didn't know they were going to have this award anyway for Welcome Team Member or Ambassador of the Year. But to have been nominated by my peers when I wasn't even doing as much as I felt I should do, I went along with the process no matter what, even though I was thinking like, man, you know, I'm not really making the impact that I want to make in the in my community, but I was, and I didn't know it, but I kept going with that journey. And to talk about how your girl is popping because I did do all of that. I don't know if you saw, but I just won my first grant with the county to host my a free community event.
Yes.
But yeah, I was hesitant. Y'all, don't be afraid when opportunities come. Knock them doors down. So I kept seeing the ad and I was like, I don't know. And then I was like, you know what? Quit being a punk. Let me just go on and fill this out. And I'm all like, look, I'm going to need the whole thing. This is what I'm trying to do. That ain't even going to touch the surface. But because of the seeds that I done planted, by doing what I can do, being grateful for every opportunity, my grant was approved in 72 hours.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That is amazing.
In 72 hours. And they were like, you are a community leader. We cannot wait to see what you do. So now I'm all nervous as hell. Like, oh my God.
You're like, okay, wait,
everybody
so now I gotta do
this.
I love that. I love that you said because of the seeds I had planted. And it's so true. I have a vision board in my room. I call it my beauty room. And it is about damn near the size of my wall. It is huge.
Wow.
I just add pictures to it and I look at it every morning before I pray and every night before I pray. And there's a little, it's so tiny. I mean, it is like this big. And it says, delay does not mean denied. And just because you didn't win that award does not mean that you aren't going to win more things or get more things offered to you. And look, now you got this amazing grant and that's just amazing. That's like mind blowing. I love that. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm so excited. And it's the planning of it. It's like becoming way bigger than what I could have anticipated. And what I wanted to do, well, what I am doing, I wanted to include as much community
Yes.
support around this. So to be able to see all these different organizations, you know, pour into me, sponsor me, and want to see me have a successful event is a huge blessing.
Well, that's amazing. Do you know when that event is going to happen?
Yes, the event is actually going to be on May 10th.
Okay,
May
y'all,
10th.
May 10th, if you're in the 209 area,
Yes,
right?
and you will have to register on Eventbrite, but the
Okay.
link will not be active until April 10th.
Okay.
So what we're going to be doing now is, you know, working on sponsorship, but building up that momentum, that what they call it, FOMO, that fear of missing out. Because it's only going to be 50 seats.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Oh, that's not a lot. That is not a lot of seats.
No,
okay. I'm all everybody be fighting.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna be
Yes, some FOMO.
Yes, yes. So with, you know, going around doing a lot of promoting and everything, it's like we know that them 50 seats is gonna get taken up real quickly.
And is there like a theme to the event? Is there like what's like the mission behind the event?
The mission behind this is holistic wellness, holistic health, self-care.
Love that. I love that. Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing a major collaboration with this nonprofit that's all about healthcare and holistic wellness as well. So,
oh my gosh,
it's going to be an interesting experiment.
Yes.
Not experiment, eventful day for the community.
Oh yeah, it's going to be an experience within itself. Yes, definitely an experience. Well, I'm excited because I'm going.
Yes.
I'm going to be fighting for my ticket. Everybody move out of my way. Well, if you guys are in the 209 area, I know we have listeners from like quite literally everywhere, but if you're in the 209 area, please, I think just being at the self-love event, I'm somebody, as much as I love my community, I have been very scared to go out into it, being who I am. And unfortunately, I had some serious things happen in my career where I had some people who were really close to me kind of backstab me, and have unfortunately done a smear campaign, and they've done a lot of trauma, a lot of damage. It has made me so scared to be in my community, kind of so scared to take up space, honestly, of myself, like just owning myself and just being who I am, right? And quite literally, like, social anxiety is like up the walls. I'm like, oh, I can't, like, so just going to the self-love event that I went to was
a big step.
It was a huge step, and I had to do it because it's somebody about me. I am for my people. Like, my assistant is one of my best friends, and she is who is what makes Bestie Talk even possible. So when she has an event, I am there. I am
support her.
Oh my God, number one cheerleader. I don't know if you saw me. I was like front and center, ready to record. I was like the mom on Mean Girls. Like, I was like, that's all I'm here for. But it reminded me to let go of the fear of being seen, and let go of the fear of the things that happened in my past, and to be able to go more into my community. And just seeing you and hearing you talk about wanting to give back to the community is like it's really heartwarming, and it makes me really want to go out and be a part of the community.
You know what? I understand 100% what you're saying. I was terrified to come out into the community. Very terrified. And it's this one guy, his name is Ramon. I can't think of his last name, but he was an ambassador with the Modesto Chamber of Commerce. He stepped down to welcome team member because he's an ambassador, I think, of the series or Turlock Chamber. But the job of the welcome team member and the ambassador team member is to like make you feel comfortable.
Oh, and look at you.
I'm an introvert. Like, I do not like coming into a room where everybody's all talking and everything. And I'm not just gonna come interrupt your conversation and be like, hey, I'm Kayshaun Brooks. You know, what do you do? Like, I just can't do that. But he kind of took me under his wing. He took me under his wing.
I love that.
So any networking event, he was like, oh, so one thing that I did, which also made this a nice special touch. you're supposed to have your business cards because that's what they do at these events. I would have a sample of my product in like this
Ooh.
black and gold mesh bag with my business card. So
Ooh.
he was liking, let me get you. He was like, you got your bag, you got the goodies. I'm all like, I sure do. Let's go. So he would take me around whatever the whole room is and introduce me to. He would interrupt their
Wow.
conversation. Excuse me, have you met Kayshaun Brooks? Let me
Okay.
have you two met? Let me introduce you. Then be like, okay, give them a sample, give them a card. So that really, really helped me out. That broke me out of my shell. So I still don't like doing it, but I understand. And then as far as your past, we all have past.
Yes.
We all have skeletons.
Mm-hmm.
We all have things we don't want no one to know about, or those from our past that know about our little dark secrets and everything.
Yes.
And they could come back and hold it over our heads. Let them.
Yes.
Because
yes.
none of us are perfect. And what really helped me open up to this was when I was working for the Department of Corrections. Not only was I a nurse in leadership, in management roles and stuff, I was also a self-help sponsor. And I would host the meetings, for the inmates,
Okay.
NAAA, anger management and stuff. And sometimes we would have to write letters, like character letters for
Okay.
when they're going up for parole and stuff. And when you're working there for years and you see people, I was writing letters on behalf of people that committed murder,
Oh, wow.
that did all kinds of crime.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I wasn't there in that situation. I don't know if it was self-defense or if they intentionally did it or whatever, but the fact is people do horrible things in life, but then they go serve their time and then they go up to this board and be like, hey, I didn't went to school, I didn't got a degree, I go to these meetings, I got these certifications, I've rehabilitated and changed myself. So are we supposed to continue to always have this dark cloud over someone because of what they did, 5-10 years? I don't care if you robbed a bank a year ago and now you coming out into the community, you ain't robbing nobody now.
Yes. Yes.
You are a changed man or a changed woman. So we all have past.
Thank
and
you.
so what? And be like, I don't care if I just did that last month. I'm not doing it today.
I love that. Yes. 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 Because I still struggle with it because unfortunately it still happens. It's still going on. But I was a very different person. Like I had mentioned earlier, I was a really angry person, like really, really angry. And I had, like I said, like what did you call it earlier? The nervous breakdown year? Is that what you called it?
The nervous breakdown year.
I call it my spiritual awakening. I had quite a few of those. Okay. And definitely, I think anybody who knew me back then and who knows me now, can attest to, wow, she's completely a changed person.
Yes.
So to our listeners out there, do not allow other people who knew you back then, whenever back then was, like you said, if it was a month ago, if it was 2 years ago, if it was 10 years ago, whatever back then was, don't let those people tell you the person that you are now, because you know who you are now. Right. And don't let that fear to make you afraid of taking up space in your community and just in your niche, your everything. Because like I know if I did that, I wouldn't have never met you. You would have never been sitting on this couch right now if I hadn't, me sending the message for you to be, oh my God. You Chat GBT. Do you know who Chat GBT is?
Girl, my friend.
Me and my friends always say Chat GBT is our baby daddy, because my God, thank God for Chat GBT, because that's who sent you that text. Because really? I was so scared. I was so scared, you guys. I was shaking in my boots. I was like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm so scared to even just make my push into the community, but I'm so glad that I did, because I'm like, this conversation is filling up my heart. I can only imagine what it sounds like to them listening. I can only
Yes.
imagine.
Yes.
So I just want to say thank you so much
You are
for being here on
welcome.
Bestie Talk, for being the first guest back. I think
Yes.
it was like perfect, divinely guided, everything. It was amazing. And I can't wait. I can't wait to go to the event. I'm really excited because I'm
Yes.
going.
Okay. Look, you getting one of those tickets.
I'm getting one of those tickets. So if you guys forgot, May 10th.
Yes, May 10th.
May 10th in the 209 area. But regardless, I want you guys to all make sure that you are following Kayshaun. What is your Instagram handle?
The real Kayshaun Brooks. That's my
Okay.
personal one. And my business is Renew You Body Butters.
Perfect. And we're going to tag everything down below for you guys. So that way you have everything, website, everything.
Yes,
Everything will be
yes,
down
yes.
below. Is there anything else that you want to share with the audience before we close out for today?
I just want to say, don't be afraid to step out, network, collaborate, and build relationships. You know, that
Yes.
goes personally and professionally.
100%. 100%.
Yes.
Alrighty, you guys. Well, I will see you guys next week on the Bestie Talk podcast. I love you guys. I hope you have an amazing week. Bye.
Bye, y'all.